I know you guys like to do some training out in the winter. I know we do, as different training for triathlon instead of just swimming, biking, and running indoors. So today I want to give you guys some tips on what kind of stuff you want to wear when you're going outside so you don't freeze or you don't overheat. Alright guys, so we've got Josh over here, who I know you guys have seen in a lot of my videos, and of course Triathlon Taren, YouTube famous, and they're both going to help me out, give you guys some extra tips and some good insight on what kind of stuff they wear during the winter too. First off, we can start off with Taren. I know you like to bike to work, so what kind of clothing do you wear when you go to work?
Yeah, so I bike all throughout the year, and it's kind of the same system no matter how cold it is. Like in Winnipeg, we get all the way down to like -40 with the wind chill, and no matter what you do, it's always the same setup, that on the outside is your wind layer. So you got like wind layers covering your feet, wind layers covering your legs and your business, and then up top, and then even on your face, same thing. So it's always a really strong wind layer on the outside, and then the only thing that changes as it gets colder is how much insulation on the inside I use. So I tend to use like soft stuff on the inside, hard stuff on the outside.
Definitely. So what I usually use is some sort of base layer, like this type of clothing, pretty thin and breathable as a bottom layer. And then as you get moving up to colder weathers, you're going to want to have maybe a second layer inside, like this little jersey from Athletes Collective. Nice long sleeve, a little bit more breathable, but definitely keeps you a little bit warmer. And then as an outside layer, we can have some sort of jacket like this that is very protecting of the wind, won't let the wind into your inner layers and keep you nice and warm. Now for Josh, I know you like to run outside a lot, especially with me, and well, I don't know if you like running with me, but there you go. I know you like running, so what kind of stuff do you wear maybe different than what you'd wear for biking?
Well, I'd have to say a lot of it is very similar to what Taren even mentioned. I find running, the legs tend to stay warmer, so a lot of times you can get away with, I find, maybe a tights layer or a base layer without even necessarily having to have another layer over top of it. I like to wear a compression or base layer and maybe a pair of shorts. For the upper body part, like you mentioned, having the hard shell on the outside, like the jacket's really nice. Sometimes having a second layer, well, I find your body tends to stay warmer running just because you're exerting more and moving more. So I tend to wear a little bit of a thinner layer than maybe I would wear. Instead of wearing like a base layer and a long sleeve layer, like, you know, a full, like the Athletes Collective gray kind of long sleeve shirt you showed there, I might just wear a thin running t-shirt for an extra little bit of insulation or like wind resistance, and then the jacket. So you'd have like the compression layer, maybe a thinner shirt than you would for biking, and then the jacket. For your face, I would say, you know, some sort of a mask most of the time. Yeah. I find the real problem is if you have just this basic neck protector and sunglasses, it tends to fog up your sunglasses a lot. So in that case, you kind of may want like having a ventilated kind of mask. But if you're not wearing sunglasses, then I find having the classic 2 neck protector tends to look pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. So for example, for the upper layers, I usually will pass on a second layer. So I'll just do base layer and then straight up have this jacket like this, because for running you stay a lot warmer than when you're biking, and you don't have to protect as much against the wind. And then maybe just one set of leggings without a base layer underneath. And then just to give a little bit better example, for cycling or for running in the winter, I usually wear this kind of tube neck warmer. And then if I'm biking and it's very cold, I'll have some sort of thing that covers your whole head. That way your forehead isn't exposed, and that's a place that can get really cold. And I found that that is definitely something I noticed while I was biking. My forehead gets really cold, so that's kind of something you might want to do. And
have you ever left it like too high up, and you get to where you need to go, and you get like the unibrow of like windburn?
Right?
Yeah, I got like frostbite there
right there. Yeah.
So this is another little example of a running tube. We actually have nice windburn ones designed for a team that, you know, go on like this, keep your head nice and warm, and cover your ears as well.
That's damn good looking. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They work really well too.
Now a couple spots that I want to touch on as well is for socks. Now when you're biking, if you have open-toed shoes or that are a little bit more ventilated, that are more designed for riding in the summer, you're going to want to have at least 1 pair of wool socks, maybe have a thinner layer of socks and then put 2 layers. But you want to make sure that they're breathable enough that you're not just gonna get sweaty, and that's when your feet can really get cold. So I have here the just wool socks, and sometimes I will only wear these for running. Or if it's a little bit nicer outside, I have these smart wool that are a little bit thinner, a little bit more breathable, but still keep you pretty warm. And then another thing is the extremities, your hands. That is something that can be pretty hard to judge, but my go-to are these thinner gloves right here. They're not gonna make your hands sweat, but they are a little bit thicker than your regular just cycling gloves. So these let you breathe. These let your hands breathe a little bit more, and they won't get sweaty and stay sweaty, because once your hands get sweaty, there's no going back. You're gonna be cold no matter what. For a little bit of a colder day, then you could have just regular mitts that maybe you would wear all the time. But you want to be careful, again, just to make sure you don't start getting sweaty. So that's something you're gonna have to judge day by day. But there you go. Thanks for watching the video. If you guys want to check out some more Athletes Collective clothes just like this, they sent me out a couple different things to wear. I have a discount code, it's TriGuy. You can go down to their website, I'll link it down below, and you can check out all their gear. Stuff, really good quality. Doesn't have a ton of branding is what they pride themselves on, so you're not being too flashy, but really nice, good quality clothing that I would recommend. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a little bit more about getting dressed and training in cold winter weather. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe and never stop trying.